So what is the Bitcoin halving and why should we, as cryptocurrency investors, care? The Bitcoin halving is an event that occurs approximately every 4 years, to be more precise. It occurs after 210,000 blocks are mined. This means that, after a miner, or someone running the Bitcoin software via a powerful computer, verifies a transaction, the reward he or she receives will be cut in half. The most recent halving occurred in May 2020, and the next one is expected to happen in 2024. The reason for the halving is to control the supply of Bitcoin. With each halving, the amount of new Bitcoin created is reduced, which means the total supply of Bitcoin is limited. This scarcity is part of what makes Bitcoin valuable, as it cannot be easily replicated like traditional fiat currencies. The first Bitcoin halving occurred in 2012, and the reward for miners was reduced from 50 Bitcoin to 25 Bitcoin. The second halving occurred in 2016, reducing the reward from 25 Bitcoin to 12.5 Bitcoin. In 2020, the third halving reduced the reward to 6.25 Bitcoin. If this is making sense to you, leave a like for our team's hard work and subscribe if you like this type of content. The thought process that the Bitcoin creator or creators known as Satoshi Nakamoto has is that halving's reduction of Bitcoin brought into circulation will increase demand and therefore price. Speaking of Satoshi, we highly recommend you watch that video next. We will link to it at the end of this video. As an illustrative example of the Bitcoin halving, we can look at precious metals. The price for precious metals is dependent on a combination of both supply and demand. If the amount of precious metal being brought into circulation decreased while demand remained the same or even increased, the price would theoretically go up. As a result of the halving, the supply of Bitcoin becomes more limited, making it more valuable. This is because, with fewer Bitcoins being created, demand for them may increase, driving up the price. However, this is not guaranteed, and Bitcoin prices can be volatile. That being said, in previous halvings, the reduction in the supply of new Bitcoins has been followed by an increase in demand, which drives up the price. Another effect of the halving is that it theoretically makes mining less profitable for miners. This is because they receive fewer rewards for verifying transactions on the blockchain. As a result, some miners may stop mining, which can lead to slower transaction processing times. This is unlikely, as although miners will receive less Bitcoin, the Bitcoin they do receive is likely to be worth more, due to the decreased supply and likely the increased demand. Overall, the Bitcoin halving is an important event for the cryptocurrency and the community as a whole. It helps to control the supply of Bitcoin and can impact the price and the profitability of mining. Let's go back to our original question: why should we as investors care about this? Many investors have speculated that the Bitcoin halving will trigger the next bull run because the reduced supply of newly minted Bitcoins will lead to an increase in demand for existing Bitcoins. Investors think this could cause Bitcoin's price to increase and therefore other cryptocurrencies, or altcoins, to also increase in price. Our team has realized that the overall crypto market is closely tied to Bitcoin's price appreciation or depreciation. In the comments, let us know what coins you are accumulating before the halving and if you think the halving will trigger the next bull run. As always, our team is not providing any investment advice but rather acting as an educational resource. It's important to note that market sentiment, regulations, technological advancements, and more, greatly impact Bitcoin's price in addition to supply and demand. Before we conclude this video, let's examine Bitcoin's supply. The maximum supply of Bitcoin is 21 million. This is a hard-coded limit that is built into the Bitcoin protocol, and it's estimated that the last Bitcoin will be mined in the year 2140.